Hey, how's it going? So I pulled some cards and I want to talk about something. And I guess first I'll show you my signs. Can you see that? Does that help? Not really. But, oh. I just have my head in the way there. Anyway, that's the signs. Oh, I guess those are the signs, is what I meant to say. Ooh. So, yeah, just fair warning. This is not the most steady hanging thing. It's unstable. The phone might fall, is what I'm trying to say. So, I just started to do this and I was like, I really want to, like, get in a different mood than I have been with the readings. Like, I want to talk about something upbeat for a change. So, that in mind, that's what I started to do. I pulled some cards and I got a new deck that came today, so whoa, I hate it when you knock over. Glad it doesn't have water in it. Okay, and they're oracle cards, and they are not, like, I must have hit the wrong button because I have no like, I don't recognize the title of these at all, but they're I'm saving them until I have a question or something because they're a little different. But I do want to take the lid off because it's very snug, and I don't want to be held up. Look at it, I can't even talk right now. I'm concentrating trying to get this thing open, so I want to do it before I get started. So anyway, I only pulled from 2 decks, and then I'm gonna, I guess, use this new oracle deck. I haven't even, like, seasoned it or anything, or I took it out and shuffled and held it for a while, so I guess I introduced myself to it a little bit. I'd like to spend a little more time than that usually, a little more, I don't know, like a little more intent or whatever. But so I pulled 2 cards from the Animal Spirit deck, or the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, and then I pulled also 2 cards from the Angel Numbered deck. So I think I'm gonna start out with I took a few notes because I didn't know where I was heading before I started, and so no plan except to get up out of the dumps. I really wanted to think happy thoughts. As I prepped, I saw a Josh Johnson bit, and he was playing it being discreet, like teasing the audience, like they'd come for him if he weren't careful. You know, comedian. So he calmed them. About putting the M on that word. He calmed them. He calmed the imaginary, he calmed the imaginary unrest by repeating, we're having fun, we're just having fun. And I thought, well, that's the right attitude. We're having fun. Oh, ding. Just like I was telling myself a moment ago I wanted to do. Have fun and happy up. So, today was an interesting day. It was a good day. It was the shopping day, which I have the main shopping day, like one day a month. And it's the main day because it's the day that I have the money. After that, it's shopping's a different experience. But I had a little bit of extra for a change because I've just had months and months and months where I've been shelling out on top of my bills and expenses, just like something that costs over $100, like every month for months and months and months, and it's like, you're killing me. Come on. So some of my responsibilities have been alleviated over time, finally. So I have a little extra money to spend. Why am I mentioning that? Well, it made me happy. But I like to, throughout the day before I record, sort of collect information. And because it was a shopping day, I went to the Walmart Super Center. Nothing strange happened unless you consider like a 5'3" chubby lady riding a giant tricycle normal. No problem. I think you have to go like at night to see the good stuff. During the day, I just see regular people, not any different from any city I've lived in. There might be like somebody with colored hair that's like rock or punk rock or something, or you might see like somebody with dreadlocks, white or black, or both. But nothing like, if you go looking for weirdos at Walmart, I think the freaks come out at night. Excuse me. But it was a nice experience, which it can be. I have described it before, and it was the day after a lot of people got paid. So other people like myself, I didn't avoid it on purpose, although I do. Usually people get their check and everybody's at the Walmart at the same time. And I remember I was on the phone with somebody, and they were like, "How's it going with the shopping?" And I was like, "It's like Tetris in here." It was so hard to move. Like you had to move like little slot by little slot in little slot. It was very tight and restrictive. It was like oppressive kind of. And just the situation where people are in a hurry. I don't know, like if they want to hurry up and get home with their goodies after they've been waiting all month, like myself. I wasn't getting aggravated. I was just kind of laughing at it, and I almost said enjoying it. So I guess I was enjoying it, but in retrospect, I think what I was enjoying was that I was on the phone with somebody that I was having fun talking to. But it wasn't a bad experience. Like I was not the person that day that I happened to see, like losing it with all of the people and the kids, and it's like this whole assault on your senses on those days. It wasn't quite that much today, but it was pretty busy. But people were in a good mood, so that helped. I think everybody, I think it's infectious, so I guess it was just like the order of the day for things to be like happy. So I also like to pay attention to any synchronicities to see if they come into play. And what I noticed that I've been seeing and hearing, like either when I say hearing, like my actual contact with people is usually online, so keep that in mind when I say that I was seeing and hearing about herons a lot over the past 2 days. maybe the past 3 days. I just realized today, like, oh my gosh, I'm hearing that again. Like, that happened a lot. So could have been two. It could have been 3 days that that bird word has come up. And so I looked up the spiritual significance of the heron, and it says they stand for patience. They are independent and act on their own. What's the thing say? Open, please. It's, ooh, excuse me. Sorry. Sign of solitude and independence. I had written solo, comma, independence. I forgot. So, yeah, they're a sign of solitude. And that's a funny thing, too. I mean, I don't know if this is always the case. Obviously, they breed, so it can't be always the case, but every time I saw one over the past couple of days, it was in a picture and it was standing by itself. So here's what made it feel kind of like something today about with the herons is that a friend of mine back home in LA posted a picture of a bird standing on a car, and I guess they were looking at each other, but he said, "What kind of bird is this? I've never seen a bird like that before." And since I am also from LA, I thought back to when I lived there, and I don't remember ever seeing one at a beach anywhere in California. I was thinking that looks like a zoo animal. So somebody chimed in the comments and said it was a blue heron, and that was the bird that I saw yesterday. I'm now, I feel like I'm remembering, oh man, okay, wow. I've had like Egypt on my mind a lot too. I don't know if that's an Egypt bird. I've also had like, I don't know the name of it, the Egyptian figure with the hawk head, like short beak, curved. Oh god, so yeah, the herons though, they stand on one leg in the water, like usually alone. I don't know why. I've seen flocks of them, not in person, but there's places here where I live where I'm sure there are, because the habitat is right. And my friend that saw one in LA lives in downtown LA, so he did not say where he was, but I mean, maybe he was closer to the ocean. But anyway, so the bird had, I guess God is what it's called in the story, in the narrative, whatever, when you talk about those figures in ancient Egypt. And then the heron, like, standing, like, I had a mental picture of one standing in the water and just felt like, oh, okay, that's Egypt. So there's more to that, I'm sure. I don't know that I'm going to access that right now, because that's like a whole nother layer than what I wanted to be talking about. But anyway, so yes, the herons are a symbol of solitude and reflection, obviously. If you're alone, I mean, that, especially if you're a bird with nothing to handle a phone or music player, game. You know what I'm saying? They're just standing out there contemplating, and they do stand really still for a long time. So it just makes me wonder, like, are you like staying in this dimension? Are you like space it out to somewhere else. Like, what is happening inside the bird's head? I guess, you know, like, I don't know. I just wonder. They are. Why don't I read it off of here? They're a symbol for determination and grace. With its purposeful stride, the heron is a figure of determination, yet it moves with grace. We learn to move gracefully through our challenges. Huh. It's the emblem of balance. So you're just standing on one leg for a long time. Circling back to that. This balanced message helps us find stability in life. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting clever in my head. It is the messenger of renewal. Seeing a heron can mean renewal. It's about starting fresh. It's the awakening of a new idea. And I thought, let's, turn the page and move into a new chapter. So, ding, ding, ding. And I didn't bring my chime down. I'm not going to grab it. So, the wild unknown animal spirit cards I pulled are otter. No, it's like the fun animal. It's just theming out here. And the second one was stuck to it, so I took it, and it is the firefly. And the firefly is just like that burst of energy, and light and festivity, I guess, in this context. And it's like flaring out, putting on a song and dance, like celebration. But I am gonna read what am I doing on time? Oh, okay. I'm gonna read what the book says about both of those. So the firefly, it says, I opened to the right section. Okay, when that happens. Ooh, close. Not the right kind of fly. Okay, I guess I went the wrong direction. Oh, sorry, I'm just sitting here not saying anything. Well, searching. Searching. Remember the original Star Trek episodes? Before the computer's voice got, like, softer? Do you remember? Here it is. Spock's original voice. Like, he wasn't the calm, cool, nothing's bothering this guy Vulcan. He was yelling at everybody. I think it was only, like, episode 2, and then it stopped. Anyway, so back to the firefly. Inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. That's the thing about happiness too. Like it seems like it's over too fast, and like everything else doesn't compare, and feels less, and so it's not as good, and then you're pining for the other. You just had to insert that. The firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high-frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? I mean, join in while it's there. Get on board. When in balance, writes, creates, brainstorms. That's so funny. So I have been working on the project for a long time, and actually, it's a novel. So I did finally finish it, and so now I'm in the editing part, and I started doing it, and because I write longhand, I did when I first started. I know I stopped at some point, but when I first started, I was just filling the whole page of a wire-bound notebook, no spaces, like even like the big empty space in the top filled, like top to bottom, and just yeah, no spaces. So like I'll edit in real time, and I can go back and make sense of it if I can read it though. But it's everything is so tiny and cramped, and I was like, ah, man. And I wanted to enter it on my laptop. My laptop had an unfortunate incident on there, and it is that I keep forgetting that I can't put a candle directly on there. Like even if I have it on something, if the something will still transfer heat, then it it has not worked that well for the computer. One time that happened, it got both wax and plastic in it, and it still works, but not like as responsively in the right way as it used to. And I really didn't want to use that one to do it. I have another one that doesn't work, and that's a whole nother tale of it doesn't even matter. But so I was like, okay, I guess that's what I'm left with. And because of my shoulder, the angles are just wrong for this stuff. Oh, anyway, I just was, I didn't want to do it because I knew it was going to hurt. So I kept putting it off. Ow! Ooh, there's that pain I was talking about. And then I realized, oh my God, I can like say it into my something. Like I have a few things I can record into. So I was like, oh my God, let me do that. That will like then turn it into text. So that's what I started doing. And it's like, oh my God, okay, now I'm rolling. And then that made me happy. And it was like, I just had to move the situation around to a more, I don't know, and like more to my advantage, so that I wasn't straining myself to like pick up this task and deal with it. I mean, I just felt like lighter. I was like, I didn't know that I was not feeling. I was feeling lower than I realized, and I guess we have to kind of watch out for that. Like we gotta check ourselves all the time, which I guess that's why if you watch all the spiritual channels, it's always telling you to ground and meditate and take a bath or swim in a lake. Like, I almost feel like more than anything else, it's to separate you from your devices and like almost even people, like we just need to rest and renew sometimes, like the heron, like, or reinvent ourselves and start having some fun and lighten up. So there's still work to do, but now I don't feel so intimidated by it that I'm just not gonna do it. That makes me incredibly happy. So let me finish about this. Oh, so when out of balance, burnt out, feels dull. That's what I was just talking about. To bring into balance, write a poem or draw. Well, I'm writing a tome, not a poem. I don't think it's a tome. I think it's going to be a pretty slender volume, actually, which is what I'm going for. Like, seriously, I think the whole process can be different the next time I do it. But for now, I'm looking at, Well, it's not. I can't say it's going to be tedious anymore because it's just a lot easier. In fact, it's going to get even easier because I'm not even going to edit it like in the moment anymore. I'm just going to get it down and then edit it after. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I'll just get it finished faster, which is kind of what I want to do because I have something else to do like right after that I need to get on. I'm on a schedule. I'm on a clock. So, that. And then the other card I pulled from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, well, not that direction, is the Otter. This cute and happy little fellow. And I'm gonna find his page. It's right here. Yay! Otter. Unobstructed joy, playfulness, contentment. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck. The otter represents absolute bliss. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child, available to us at any age. They have a giddiness and reverence for life itself, without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place. As soon as possible, the celebration awaits. Transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. You know what's precious? Is one of those guys floating on their back in the water, cracking a clam shell with a rock on their chest. That is adorable. When in balance, full of love needs nothing. When out of balance, gloomy, sighs, make silly excuses. I feel like that's like I'm not getting the right kind of attention that I want. So I'm going to be silly. To bring into balance, dance party or celebration. I feel like I was talking about celebration. Sometimes I feel like I have a deja vu and it's all overlapping. Well, I guess that's how deja vu works. It's like overlapping with like right now, and it is a strange sensation. So, yeah, I mean, the spirits just keep lifting with these cards. So I'm on a roll. Then I pulled some from the animal number deck, and I really I always say I don't want to pull 60 cards. Meant to get one. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them just kind of slid out. They're very slippery, but here is what I'm just gonna go through them in succession, and you'll see why. First one I picked up was the 666, and the subtitle is Reflect. So the paragraph reads, several unexpected developments will enter your life and impact how you feel. This is a chance to reevaluate your identity. So, unexpected develops entered my life, but they were not happening to me. I have felt an impact, though, as have many others. The chance to reevaluate my identity, I don't know, sure, but what I like to reevaluate is like, you know, my interest. Like I wanted to elevate it to something that's just, you know, more happy and joyful than just kind of how I was feeling previously, like I said. So this is a chance to, oh, read that already. This is a chance to reevaluate your identity. You need a mental shift toward greater optimism. No chime, but ding! Self-assurance and trust. So, I mean, I've been kind of learning about, like, energy, moving it with myself, and then, like, I guess people and my life, if I'm not mistaking what's happening. But didn't I just say I wanted to be happier? Well, you know what I just said. So what does this thing say? It says you need a mental shift toward greater optimism. Well, that's what I said I wanted. So then it says self-assurance and trust. I knew what I wanted. I have said it already before I got to this card, and it's like all proving to be right, I guess you could say, or going in line with what I'm saying, because it just keeps proving itself out that way. But I don't even know that I'd have the capacity to see that that's what was happening if I didn't have a level of self-assurance and trust with myself to be able to, actually clearly understand, like, what the situation I'm looking at is, whatever it happens to be. So, yeah, I mean, I wanted to happy you up and get in a better mood, and this thing is saying, yeah, I need a mental shift toward greater optimism. I know! That's what I was saying. Put your faith in your gut and inner voice. What did I just say? I'm not complaining, I love it. Pay attention to your feelings and use them to help you become a better person. Well, I couldn't agree more. If you don't understand your feelings, then you're not gonna act right. Like your body may be confused, your body language will confuse people, your behavior will confuse people, you'll be confused. Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, raise my voice. I just get excited. But, surely the better you understand your feelings, the better you understand your life, because the way you're feeling and the way you go out and live your life feeling the way you feel definitely is going to have an effect. And that is why we pump ourselves up with positive optimism and affirmations and all of that, because we know, well, it's helpful, I mean, if we know our intent is to do this, whatever it is, positive thing, then we want to go in, like it's the most important job interview of our life, with all positive, momentum and all of those things. So the next card I pulled was 0000, and the subtitle is Limitless Potential. Oh, odometer. Durr, I get it now. Yeah, Limitless Potential is the subtitle. And the paragraph reads, it serves as a timely reminder that anything can be accomplished if you can dream it. Sorry, I thought there was a period where that comma is. There is no reason you can't make it a reality. If something is in the possession of another person, it is also available to you. So try to remain calm. What's meant for you won't pass you by. Let go of tension. Relax. reset. There's keywords on here. Reset, relaxation, unknown, surrender. I don't know if that means surrender to the unknown or if surrendering is unknown to you. I think that might have to do with something I was just saying a second ago. Gosh darn if I could remember what that is. But there was something about, the being self-possessed, self-assured, and trusting your emotions in that. So, I mean, the ultimate trust is unknown surrender or surrender to the unknown. Either way, there's an element of stepping off a cliff into the unknown, and you just gotta trust and believe that everything's gonna be okay. So, the next card I pulled was 8888. 8888. And the subtitle is Personal Power. Getting those feelings under control, getting that energy, getting your own energy under control. And for me, and sounds like from what I've heard and learned, for everyone else too, it is a process of like solitude, spending time with yourself, and also relaxing helps a lot with, unlocking your mind if it's clenched up or if you feel blocked, like tension. And so, when you tense, you don't process creativity like well at all. It just comes out awful and ugly. So unless that's what you're going for, you don't do that. Like, I don't know any artist that contemplative, happy, calm, dreamy, but not aggro and like physical. Like I said, maybe some are, but none of the ones I know have been. Anyway, but even personal power, even if they were like a lot of famous artists sound like they were pretty like awful people, like Picasso sounds terrible. Hemingway, wasn't he one of those womanizers? And I don't know, he seems like he had some kind of weird thing with women. I don't know, but there's a lot of really famous, really creatively talented people that, the getting along with other people is a little feral, not good. Anyway, I'm gonna read the paragraph on here. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending you this or the number to reassure you of the prosperity and well-being ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. Something in here reminding me of something else I saw earlier, heard, read, whatever. I feel like it was something about the surroundings treating you with admiration and respect, but I don't remember now exactly what I said. Love that. And then the final card I pulled from there, that angel number deck, is 5555, clarity. So, like, deciding to change my mood is, by my own direction. There's no other influence. In fact, what it is meant to do, the impetus for doing it was to stop being influenced by stuff that, it's fine. You could call it negative or like whatever. It's too much violence or whatever. But it's not the only thing in the world, for one thing, and for anyone that has fears of that, if you don't want it to spread, then don't be dragging your fear around everywhere. Because not everyone's doing that. So, okay. But the changing the mood, like, under my own directive, I feel like I almost see this like a cylinder, and each five is like a dial. I guess like a codex. But to change yourself, you do have to go through a process, and it's like I was saying, like you have to do like dark nights of the soul and soul searching, and facing uncomfortable truths about yourself and things that people find a whole lot more unpleasant than I do. Like, I don't care, I'll just do it. But so, I mean, for people that are not like me, like, you maybe have to change and shift your mood. Maybe you have to turn each five one at a time, like slowly, and work through it step by step. Like, not be like me and just be all, okay, want to do something else now. and like, I feel like that's kind of like working your energy. Well, definitely. I mean, sometimes it's hard to just dig yourself out of an emotional hole. I think we've all been there. Okay, so I'm going to read the paragraph, and it says, you aren't a victim of circumstance. You do stuff deliberately. There's a semicolon. I didn't even finish the sentence. You aren't a victim of circumstance. Rather, you are the beneficiary of it. I paid myself. If that weren't the case, life would be pretty dull. I was thinking about that earlier, like the negative and scary stuff that we kind of want to run away from, and like we don't want to look at it too long because we're afraid it's going to get us. I feel like that's only the case when we just give into that whole belief, like, there's something scary that can get me. Well, maybe there's something scary, but what if it like really can't get you unless you're sitting there going, it can get me? Just saying. Especially with scary stuff, be careful how you spell your words that you're saying out of your mouth, I guess. And not just for scary stuff, like I was saying in yesterday's video, I think. Your body hears you saying stuff too, and especially if it's in reference to itself, it thinks you're talking to it. So, if you don't say like, I'm always something like not great, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so, whatever negative thing you think about your body, you know what I'm saying? Like, along those lines, that's negative reinforcement. Like, shift, switch. If you don't want to feel lousy, here's your chance to change your own energy. To deliberately say, okay, I'm done feeling like that. It's time to feel like something else now. And it can be hard to get out of that, but somebody was in the comment section, several somebodies actually, and I think this is so strange, but they're in the comment section of this video that has disturbed them. They're mad at it for various reasons, like all of these different people. Well, there's 3 different commenters that were just right around this main comment, but the thing is like, this is bad, this should be gone, these people should go to jail, this is terrible. And I'm like, and they're like, now it's in my algorithm and I can't get rid of it. And I'm like, oh my god, or oh my goodness, sorry, oh my goodness, just start watching something else. Your algorithm will bury it in that. As soon as you get another interest, it's gonna bury it. Have you not noticed that about YouTube? Don't get all squawky at people. I find that seems like an obvious one to me, but I find that stuff that is obvious to me it's not to other people, and vice versa. Stuff that everybody else sees, I often am like, huh? What are we talking about? What are we looking at? That's anyway. You will set yourself up for success in the long run if you are willing to adapt to the shift. Willingness implies an intent. So, do you want to do this shift? Well, if you want to do this shift, then you have to do what you have to do. Everything is working out for the best. At long last, you are accomplishing what you set out to do. Everything will work out perfectly in the end. So I felt like this just came out in a succession, you know? Like the first one, making the decision to just like up level the whole mood situation. I mean, that wasn't an instantaneous decision. I just got to feeling, I guess, kind of stale, and maybe even like the people in the comment section, like my algorithm is like bugging me. Like, I'm sick of you. I want new stuff, but that's on, you know, that's up to me to figure out. And so YouTube is the perfect place for that, because you do have limitless potential on there. I tend to get stuck to the same things, but I also have like a whole, like I hesitate to subscribe anymore because I have like hundreds, and I couldn't possibly have my attention on them all the time. There's probably like 50 that I keep in my consciousness, you know, but you know, beyond that, there's limitless potential on there. And it's not just YouTube. You could also do that on this side of the screen. You could like put the screen thing down and walk out the door and do stuff the way your grandpa used to do it, or your grandma, before all of these internets and cell phones. Oh, I guess depending. There's young grandmas and grandpas. Never mind. Before the internets and the phones, okay? We did things differently, and it wasn't all bad. It wasn't all great, but it wasn't all bad either. I mean, we don't live... This is America we're talking about here. I'm talking about. Anyway, so yeah, it's like, I'm really... sorry. They just seem to come out in this like really fortuitous procession to talk about personal power, like what you can do your own self, like to work the energy, to mold it to your specifications, you know, like we're meant to learn how to do that, you know, like we don't have those facilities just for nothing, for extra, you know, that's there to be used, like your fingers and your hands and things and all of your, you know, extremities. So, I think that's what all I have to say about those. And now I'm going to try a card from this Messenger of Cosmic Oracle cards. There's still something odd about the syntax, but let's see. It's weird that it's totally not the deck that I pressed on. I was looking for the messages from the higher self card, so definitely not the deck I thought I was pressing the button for. I don't know if you know how Amazon's set up. The stuff is not like really that side to side when you get to the stage of, you know, placing the order. So I don't know how I ended up with this deck. So I guess the question I have for the cards is, we have made the decision, I have made the decision to shift into an upper elevation of mood. It's just time, like it's time to rinse my thoughts in happier juice. So I guess, cards, have you anything to add to the decision to decide to shift when unhappy doesn't feel good anymore? Like, that's a conscious decision, and it is like moving energy. Like, when you go from a bad mood to like a really good mood, like, the difference is drastic. You can tell the difference. So, all right, cards, what do you got to say? All right, I'm not gonna wait for one to fly out because I'm not a great shuffler. Let's do some cuts here. I'll give it one last shuffle. Oh, something may pop out there. Something just tried to while I'm choking to death. Well, I want to hear what you have to say. Come on, come out. Oh, I was just going to pull one, but now I feel like I should, wait till one flies out. I'm going to take all day. How am I doing on time here? Oh, not bad. Okay, this is taking too long. Don't do that thing where a million dump out, please. Just like one. Just like one. Alright. It's taking longer than I want to take. I'm just going to pull off the top here. Here's the message for changing the mood from glum to happy, from glum to gleeful. Say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. Perfect. Thank you. Here's a look at what that card says from the Message of Cosmic Oracle Cards deck. Yes, sorry, I was waving it around. So it says, say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. So I guess guy got on my spaceship and flew away from the dark planet. They're weird cards, but they work. Thank you and good night.